Yep, it's spooky season, and to celebrate, we're playing one of the few horror-themed Pokemon fan games, Pokemon Dust. But this isn't your average Pokemon fan game. There's no fun-loving battles, no happiness, no sunshine. It's just all about survival. Also, battles are in real time like Pokemon Reloaded, another fan game that I covered that you should definitely watch after this video, of course. For now, we're gonna see if we can survive in the world of Pokemon Dust. Our story begins with us leaving the Alex Forest with our partner Brando the Quilava. Thank Arceus he's not a Typhlosion. It's almost dark, so we rush to Goldenrod City for a Pokemon Center that's mysteriously closed. Man, the Poke economy's gotten so bad we're closing down Pokemon centers. What a shame. As it gets darker, we find a lady wandering the streets, but something seems off about her. She slowly approaches us, then suddenly someone else appears on the scene, instantly taking her down. Shocked by all that, we faint like a true Pokemon trainer. He takes us to his underground bunker where he introduces himself as Dave, explaining that that lady was a zombie. He further explains that both Pokemon and people can become zombies and that the city and possibly the region are overran by them. This is a lot to take in considering I just got my second gym badge. What's even worse is that no military rescue's coming, trainers with flying Pokemon already left, and gym leaders like Goldenrod's Whitney have disappeared. It's just all bad here. I didn't even get an Absol warning. Anyway, right now it's just Dave and the survivors that are left, and we're the only person with a Pokemon that's able to fight off the undead. As a thank you for the save from earlier, we agreed to help them out. First, we have to take care of the zombie Houndour that followed us down here. We learned the battle mechanics where we can either scratch it or use Ember on it, with the only goal being to survive. Here we can't really spam moves, we have to time our attacks right to make sure they land. After taking an unnecessary amount of damage because we were fumbling around with the controls, we finally put it into a scratch lock, ending it once and for all. We return to the hideout where a little girl requests that we put her undead Bellsprout out of its misery. You see, the Bellsprout held off the undead while she escaped into the hideout, but now it's roaming around being an undead plant. We head out right quick, put the Bellsprout out of its misery, and reward it with a potion. I'm not gonna lie, you should have gave this to us from the beginning. We're the only one with Pokemon fighting here. Next, Dave wants us to look for another survivor named Harold, who's essentially the handyman, so we search around the entrance for him. We see he blocked off the entrance to the forest to keep those zombies away from us, and he left his little checklist. So the next place we go to is the gym, which is infested with zombies, with Harold hiding in the maze in the middle. So one by one we fire our way through. Why is there a Screamtail here? You're in the wrong region, buddy. We eventually get up to Harold, bringing him back to the shelter. Once we're back, he requests that we grab him a toolbox from the local bike shop, and in exchange, he'll build something really cool for us and teach Quilava a super strong move that'll help us out in battle. Now me personally, I'm your only option, so you should already teach that for me already. But we run out, grab the toolbox, see a little Growlithe that actually charges at you, which took me by surprise. And in return, he teaches us Flamethrower. Dave gives us our next task, restoring power and functionality to the local radio towers so that we can call for help. When we arrive, a Team Rocket grunt attacks us. But not in the sense of Pokemon battling, no, he's literally choking the life out of us. And apparently this game has QTA action, so after spamming the enter button a bunch of times, we fend him off and Quilava takes care of the rest. Before we explore the tower, we give Brando a quick full heal up, which are very limited to only 5 because of the lack of supplies here. We fight our way through the radio tower where surprisingly Magnemites are also zombies. I think it's really cool that they're all like rusty looking, you know, like how metal's supposed to be after a long time, but also how did they turn into zombies? They're steel. They can't really be bitten like that. We continue fighting up to the top floor, turning on the main communication systems. Suddenly, a zombie Rattata appears. We unleash a powerful flamethrower attack, then patiently wait for it to come near us for a quick scratch. We head back to the hideout and call Professor Elm. He answers and shares that he and our mother are safe, but our rival, Krista's been MIA, so she's probably gone. He also explains that there aren't any Pokemon he can send to help us, but he sent his assistant out to grab one of the Zombimon so they can research it. I'm really hoping that assistant has a Pokemon with him. He goes on to explain that the undead have faint memories, so some Pokemon can still use their attacks, which is pretty bad for us. Before he tells us something super important, we see that memory thing in action as his assistant returns, just not in the best of states. Then suddenly, the line's cut off. I'm not gonna lie, for a Pokemon professor, that was not the best of plans. Unfortunately, we have bigger things to worry about as a zombie Venusaur is heading straight to the city, so it's up to us to take it down. Luckily, you know, part undead and part plant, so fire should be mega effective, hopefully. This is a full boss battle. It's constantly attacking with Razor Leaf and full screen Vine Whips. We're pretty smart trainers, so in between its attacks, we throw in some sneaky embers. We're not fast enough, so we still get hit. We're chipping it down and it's chipping us down, and it's a nail biter as we're both hitting the red. But just like that, we're better than this undead plant. With the mission complete, we head back to the hideout, knowing that this is just the beginning. But honestly, this game hasn't been that scary so far.
Oh shit, here we go again.